Hey guys, it's Nene here from I'm Just Crafty, coming to you live from the Maker Studio. Happy Thursday. It is hot in Southern California. I don't know if it's hot where you are, but it is beyond hot. Triple digits above 110. So we are enjoying these last few days of summer, but we are ready and welcoming fall and a little bit cooler weather. But I wanted to come on here today to share with you um, how I make glitter pens, and not just glitter pens, but actually glitter pens, water slide, and vinyl wrap. So it's a very similar process, but just a little bit different. You can also do alcohol ink pens and do the same process. So we are going to jump right on in. The design for today is actually going to be the pencil design. So let's get right into it. Let's go to overhead. All right, guys. So this is what the wrap looks like. So hold on, let me see. Okay, the echo's gone. So this is what the wrap design looks like, the final product. This is an example of just a basic glitter pen that I've done before, and the custom packaging. I also did a matching pencil to go with this. This is just simply glitter, UV resin, and the vinyl. Okay, and then custom packaging. I actually cut this out with my Cricut using some glitter paper. It's been through the ringer because it's my sample to show, so it looks a little bit beat up. But these make fantastic gifts for people. And these particular ones that I'm going to be focused on is going to be for teachers, so back to school kind of thing. And what I thought I would do is that I would create the same pen, but I would create it three different ways. So I'm going to use the pencil design that you see, and I'm going to do a vinyl wrap, I'm going to do a glitter, and I'm going to do a water slide. Okay, if you want to grab these free templates, I designed them in Canva, and you can grab the free templates. You can grab them from our website. Let me put up the link. If you go to the makerstudio.la/freebies, and there should be the supply list there. Okay, and you click on the supply list. And then if you are a member of the Maker Studio of our group, join our group on the website. I put the link inside the group. I'm really trying to centralize everything on our website so you don't have to go to here to get this or here to get that. So like you don't have to go to Facebook group, you don't have to do X, Y, and Z. Like everything is here on our website. So yeah, let's jump into the project. So just the basic supplies that you're going to need for this project. Obviously, you're going to need some pens. I like the Inkjoy pens. I know at one point it was very difficult to find these, but just go to Amazon. And on the supply list, there's links to every single thing. Um, that way you don't have to go scrambling or Googling it. Like you just click on the item on the PDF file and it'll take you to the link on Amazon. Okay, so you'll need your gel pens. You'll need some sandpaper. Okay, so any kind of sandpaper, it doesn't matter. You get a pack of sandpaper. If you want to use like a nail file, you could use a nail file. I've done this. Okay, you'll need some acrylic paint. I have the color. They're fixing our air, so you may hear some extra voices. Okay, so these colors, I have the pink, this like little silver right here, silver, the yellow here, and then like khaki for down here for like the pencil shavings, and then just some black for the background. And then I have white because I like to paint the pens white first, and then as a base coat and go from there. So I've got my paint. You'll need a paintbrush or a couple of paintbrushes. Glitter. Now, unlike for the tumblers, fine glitter works best for these. So this is just like a neon glitter set. Yellow is the hardest color of glitter to find. So I had to like go on a hunt for it. But I've got some yellow glitter in here. I got this from, I think, Michael's. Yes, Recollection. So this one has yellow in it. It has that bubblegum pink that I'm going to use for the top. I have some like silver glitter. Oh, that's a little dark. Silver glitter to use for like the faux band, and for like the pencil shavings color, I actually mixed a glitter color together, like some browns and some rose gold. So I'm going to use that for that part. Okay. So glitter, printable vinyl. So this is to create the vinyl wrap one. You can decide if you want to do the glitter one, the vinyl wrap, or the water slide. Okay, so this is the brand of printable vinyl I use. I really like them. You get 55 sheets for like 20 something dollars, I think, or 30 bucks. I can't remember, but it goes a very long way. That's also linked on here. Printable water slide decal paper. Okay, this is if you're like me and you want to be able to walk into the store and get it. This is the We Are Memory Keeper Spin It Pro brand. I forget how many. Oh, you get 4 sheets, and I forget how much it costs. But you can walk into a Michael's or Joann's in the section where they have their little spin it tumbler things, and you'll find these. It comes in 2 sizes. This is A4, the bigger size, and then it also comes in like a 5x7 size because sometimes you may not have a full sheet to print, and you don't want to waste your water slide paper. Okay, so that is that one, and then let's see what else. Spray sealant. So once you do your water slide, you're going to need to seal. Once you print it on that paper, you're going to need to seal it. I use just Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer. It's a spray paint, not a spray paint, but it's a spray sealer. And I'll do like 3 or 4 coats. So after I print it, so this is the water slide paper. It looks like glossy printer paper. I've printed it. I let the ink dry for a minute, and then I'll spray it, let it dry for about 5 or 10 minutes, come back, spray it again, let it dry, spray it again. So I'll do 3 to 4 coats of this and let it dry completely between each coat. Because it's so hot, it dries really quick right now. So this was the water slide decal, spray sealant. And then, of course, you will need your UV resin, your UV lamp, or your resin torch light, and then the vinyl wrap templates. And again, you can grab the templates off of our website. It's inside the Maker Studio group. Let's see, some other things that you may need if you don't want to use sandpaper, if you're doing a lot. Okay, these are tools that you would use if you make a lot of these. So this is a rotary craft tool. Okay, and you can put a drill on here, screwdriver, all kinds of things. This is my Dremel light because it's cordless. Okay, so I use this instead of sandpaper to drill things down. You're going to need some wire cutters to clamp off these things here. Okay, and then what has been a lifesaver for me, especially if I am making tons of these pins. One year I made them for an entire school staff. So this is called a UV curing box. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here. And it's just a little box. It's here, and you open it up. And on the inside, this wheel spins, and then the UV light, when you turn it on, when you close it, it lights up. Well, you can't see. It's supposed to light up. Uh-oh. Well, anyway, this lights up. I need to make sure that all my things are plugged in. It's been a while since I've used it, but you put everything in there, and then it'll just spin around, and it will cure all of the pins. And so, along with this, I have, and again, this is because I make these in mass in bulk. This is a little tool. This was created by Imagination 3D is the name of the company. They do 3D printing of items for crafters. And the way that this works is that, let's say I've got these pins and they need to cure. So I'm going to just pop them on here. Oops. Okay. And then I'll set it inside my box. And then the box will spin and it'll cure. If you don't have a box, it's fine. You can set them on this and then set it in direct sunlight and they'll be cured in like 5 minutes. So this is a really cool tool. But again, this is because I make these in bulk and I need to figure out why my light is not working. But yeah. Okay. So what else? If you don't want to use UV resin and you want to use regular epoxy, then you'll need a turner. So this is the tumbler turner, again, from We Are Memory Keepers. You can get this in Michael's or Joann's in that same section, but now they have the pin attachment. So if you are doing your pins, you would just put them on these little things. And then plug it up and then it will turn. So for my epoxy resin lovers, you don't have to use UV resin. I know there's some of you who fight with it all the time. Shout out to Beth who fights with UV resin. But they do sell this attachment. If you have a regular pin turner, a regular cup turner, like one of these things here, then the company does sell, where is it? Oh, right here. They do sell this attachment and it just slides right over here. And then they have these little things. You can buy the set. And the way that these work is that you'll just slide it over, slide your pin in, and then just have it in there. Okay, and then as this turns, this will rotate as well. Okay, so those are just some tools for if you're not a UV resin person like me, you can use irregular epoxy for your pins as well. They have that. And then let's see. If you don't want the box, which I think we're going to be using this today because my box is not acting right, they also sell this little piece and it's the same thing. You would have your pin on it. There's one. Here's two. Okay, and you see these little honeycombs, and you would just slide that in there. Slide this one in there. Okay, and then just turn on the lamp and just have them here. So there's a lot of different options depending on how far in you want to go with these pins. So many tools. it has come a long way since I learned how to do these probably a little over a year ago. But there's so many things out there to make this process more efficient is what I'll say. So those are the basic tools that you are going to need. I have a couple other things that just help make my life easier, and I'll share them with you guys as we move through this process. All right, so now let me move some of this stuff out the way because I brought it all out to show you, but I don't necessarily need it. They also have this really cute organizer, and I like this organizer because things can get all over the place when you start taking them apart. Okay, so that's the very first thing that we're going to do is just kind of disassemble our pins and get them prepped and ready for our process. Don't forget your alcohol, paper towels, your protective gear if you're using the resin, all the usual things that you will need. So I've got my 4 pins. I'm going to use these 2 to do one for the glitter, I'm thinking, and one for the glitter and one for the clear. I think the water slide maybe. Actually, I needed 3. And then I'm going to do this one for the crayon one. And then I have an extra one that I brought out for the composition. So we'll put those to the side. But let me just show you how I go ahead and prepare my pins just for this process. So I'm going to just unscrew everything. And again, this is why I like this little organizer, because I could just put my tips there, put my ink right there. And then this is my little clickers, go there. Okay, so now that I have just the body of the pin, and let me see if I should move this down for you guys. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Oops. Okay, so then I'm going to take my wire cutters. You see the little clip on there? Yeah, I'm just removing it. You can use pliers, maybe a pair of scissors, anything. You just want to get it off. Okay, so it gets off, it's gone. Okay, and then from here, I'm just going to use my sander to just smooth that out. There's also like a little bump right here. I want to smooth that bump out. And then these little hearts, I want to smooth those out. Okay. Okay, that one's done. And then I'm gonna do one more. Just so I can have 2 ready to go. Because I'm gonna do one glitter, I'm thinking, and then I'll do one, maybe I'll do the water slide. Because the vinyl wrap, if you can do a water slide, the vinyl wrap is essentially the same thing. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want to make these pins and you don't have all these tools or all these supplies, no problem. You can order a kit from a project kit from our website, you guys. So, or if you are in the LA area, you can come down. You can join our workshop. We have live in-person workshops here In the studio, we also have virtual workshops where you can order your kit, and then we come online and I walk you through how to use all this stuff. Okay, so I'm just cleaning it with alcohol. Okay, so we've got our two ready. The next thing I want to do is I actually want to just kind of paint these white. That way, whatever I put on underneath them comes through with no problem. Okay, so I'm going to just grab one of these, poke it in. If you don't have one of these, you can probably just use like a dowel. You grab these from the Dollar Tree. Same thing. But again, I make a lot of these, so I've invested in all the tools and equipment that's going to make my life easier. And then the other thing I need is a paintbrush, which I did not grab. Okay. And I'm going to just put a white coat. Okay, just so that my color then that I'm going to be applying next comes through real nicely. If you have any questions about the process or anything that you see I'm doing, please make sure you ask. If you're watching the replay, please make sure you put those questions down in the comments and I will get back to you for sure. Okay, we're just doing a nice little coat. And this is just so that like the colors of the glitter pop. If I'm doing the vinyl wrap, so you don't have to worry about the color kind of bleeding through the vinyl and like diluting the color or anything like that. Okay, so got that, and I can just take this if I want. And remember, I had this little tool right here. I can set it here, or actually, they've got this other little cute, oops, and I done messed it up. This other little cute drying rack. Imagination 3D is the name of the company that does these. I love it. Look at that. And it'll just stand here and dry while I'm doing the other parts. Okay. So same thing here. I'm just going to paint it. Okay. And while that does its thing, I'm making my little drying tool to speed it up a little bit. Just because I'm on live with you guys. All right, let's do a second coat just to make sure we got that full coverage going on. Acrylic paint dries kind of fast. Right? So I don't have a sink right here. So I'm going to just spray a little alcohol on my brush, hold it over till I can get to clean up at the end. Okay, so since one of these is going to be glitter, I don't need it to be super smooth. Um, the other one is going to be a vinyl wrap, so we'll let that one dry a little bit more. But let's talk about the glitter one. So if I'm looking at the design here, we know that the pencil has the pink eraser, then it has like a little silver band, then it has the actual yellow pencil, and then when it's sharpened, you can see kind of the shavings. So that's the illusion that we're making down here with the little zigzags. I'm not going to do the zigzags per se on this pencil, but I am going to just have that light area for it. So what I want to do is kind of identify like where are these areas going to go. So this is the top of the pen. This is where the clicker goes. Okay. So we know that we need a spot for an eraser. And let me see, do I have a pencil over here? I think I do. I'm going to just mark it off. Okay, so like the eraser can be like this far. Okay, then we've got the little silver band. It's not a lot. Okay, then all this is yellow. And then down here we will be like the part where the shavings are going to be. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I think it's dry enough. It's a little, yeah, it's dry enough. So I can actually get some tape to tape the areas off. Let me see. This is painter's tape, but painter's tape makes this one for a delicate surface, which I like. Because after you've painted something, the surface is considered delicate. So let me go back and find my marks. I want to do, let's work our way this way, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this and kind of mark off. Yes, these are UV pens. The first one I'm making is glitter. Then I'm going to do a water slide one. And then depending on how much time I have left, I may do the vinyl wrap. Okay, so here, and then down here again, this is going to be that like brownish color. So we're going to do this. And I'm going to just grab it out of the bottle because it's a little bit. Just a little of this. The color is khaki. And it doesn't have to be perfect because remember, the glitter is going to cover this, right? I don't have to lay it on thick. It's just to kind of put a layer down. Okay. So there, that's going to kind of represent the wood of shaving of the pencil. And actually what I want is a little Mod Podge, which I did not grab. I have the spray, but I want the bottle. So let me grab that really quick. 1 second. All right. So just got my Mod Podge. I could have mixed it with the, and actually, let me just pour this in this container. So that way I can just kind of dip from it. I'm going to just use the same brush that I used my color on. And just kind of spread it on there. And I'm going to work fast because like I said, it's warm in here. And I want to get the glitter to stick before it dries. Okay, so I got these little glitter trays. And I'm going to just take this. And I think I have any spoons. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just plopping it on there. My fancy UV dryer is acting funny right now. It's spinning, but the light's not coming on. So I got to figure out what's going on. It's probably because I haven't used it in months and it survived a move. So there's no telling what happened, who dropped it or what. So we're going to use my fancy holder instead. Okay, and I'm going to just tap, tap, tap the glitter with my finger to make sure that it is adhered to the Mod Podge. Okay. And then I'm going to just peel this tape up. Some people will use like a gold color down there, which is pretty, but I think this little rose gold color is cute too. All right, if you want to, you can dump that glitter back in your container. I don't have time for that right now, so I'm just going to move on to my next color. Okay, so now as we're moving forward, the next color is going to be yellow. Okay, so I'm going to tape this off. At the top where my little marks are. Have 2 marks there. Let me make sure this is even because I don't want a crooked line. Yep, that's better. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's handmade. We know that. I'll just cut off the extra. All right. So now we've got this. Let me move this out the way. And now I'm going to do yellow. Nope, that one won't fit in there. Okay, let's go in here. And this is going to be good too because remember I said yellow glitter, I have a hard time finding a nice one that I like. So having the white base is going to help the yellow paint pop. But it's also going to help the glitter pop too. Okay, so I'm going to just start at the top where the tape is and then work my way down. Because I'm going to have to freehand it up against that glitter. All right, not bad. All right, so yeah, it's drying already. And hey there. I'm going to cheat a little bit and just drop some of this on here. Some of my craft practices would be frowned upon by other crafters, but you know what? It works for me. And I have the heat working against me in this space. So I need to get some Mod Podge on here quick so my glitter can stick. So don't come for me in the comments about dripping my Mod Podge on here. All right, so let's see if this glitter is gonna stick. And I found this yellow at Walmart, hoping that it's gonna work. Looks good. I'm like, thank goodness I put that yellow coat down. You know what also helps to press the glitter down is parchment paper. If I had some parchment paper, I could just roll it and then help pat it. I do have some across the room. All right, so we've got my yellow down. And someone was asking if you guys are watching this from my business page. Yes, you can share it to your groups because my business page is public, so they'll be able to see it. So feel free to share if you like. All right, so we got our yellow down. Looks good. Let me grab some parchment just to be sure because that's a lot of glitter. I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to just take it in here and just, it allows you to like sandwich it, and you can kind of roll it a little bit. But then you can apply that pressure that will make it stick. See? So just that little bit. All right. So let's peel this off. We're at the home stretch, guys. All right. It's a little crooked right there, but it don't even matter. Now, the next color is going to be just a little slither for like the metal rim. And I'm going to just trim this down because I don't need that much tape. And I can use this for both pieces. Okay. So there's another little mark right there. Just wrap it around. All right. And that color is the gray. It's elephant gray. And I'm just going to use this same brush. Where's my paper towel? It already's got a little Mod Podge in there, so that's fine. It's okay to mix colors. And I'm going to just be very careful up against that yellow. Okay, so this is the part that's crooked. Let me see if I can fix it. Let me cut this off. It's just a smidget crooked. Okay, that's better. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Mod Podge. I'm going to go right on top. The paint does not need to be dry because this is where the glitter is going to stick. Okay, and then my silver. I'm going to use a lighter silver. Where's my spoon? There it is. And I'm going to tilt it down so that the extra kind of flows down away from the yellow, just in case there's any wet spots of the Mod Podge. Okay. And again, if I want to go in with my parchment paper, I'm going to just bring it in, wrap it, and then just squeeze, gently squeeze. Okay. I feel like I want to add a little bit more. Okay, just tap it. Get any extra off and then go ahead and peel this. So this bled a little bit. My gray paint. It betrayed me, but it's okay because I still have one more color, pink. See where it like bled a little bit right there? Yeah, so when I go over with my pink, which I'm gonna freehand, I can get all that. No problem. All right, so we're done with that. Where's the top? I know y'all like, look at that glitter tray. You could have saved that glitter. I did. I could have. I'm just being lazy. But I'm trying to be mindful of time. If it was just me in here working, then yeah, I would have poured each color back. But I've got an audience. Okay. Let me wipe some of this off. A little alcohol. Okay, and now is our pink. And I'm going to start in the areas that kind of bled a little bit so that more of the color can be concentrated right there, just to get that coverage tight. And I'm going to just spin it. Okay, there's another area that bled right there. I'm going to do the same thing. Just kind of get it in good right there. And then I can just come up. And this is just regular old acrylic paint that you find in the craft store. I actually got these few colors from Walmart, so it's fine. And don't forget the top. Okay, I know my Mod Podge is drying out, but this is the last one, so we're gonna get it going. I'm gonna just tap it on there. Now there are faster ways to do this. Like I said, if you are mass producing, let's say you got an order, significant order of these, you can simply tape them off, spray paint them with the colors, and then go in with the glitter instead of painting it. Okay. Now, where's my pink? Are we using this one? Okay. This is like a pretty bubblegum pink. Ooh, that is really pretty. Y'all, it's cute. It's cute. I forgot to cut out a vinyl name though. It's all right. It's cute. It's cute. Tap off any excess. And for the top, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just dip it in, not too deep because there's other colors, and then it just got just enough. Okay. So this is good to go. What I could do next is I'm going to spray it with a coat of the spray Mod Podge. And then I'm going to bring it over here and let it sit. Okay, so give me 1 second while I do that. I'm going to just take this Mod Podge, take it over to the side away from the fan, spray it real quick to set, and I'll be right back. Okay, that is done. And now I'm going to just take it off of my little stick, put it in my dryer, and let that dry. So that's the first part. The glitter is done. Now I am going to do my water slide. Clean up this mess a little bit though. Don't need the tape. What you guys think of that process? Took a little bit longer, but you know, it'll be all right. Move all this glitter out the way. I tell you, every night when I go home, even though I take a shower, I wake up with glitter in my bed. That's how I know I had a productive craft day. If there's no glitter in your bed, you're not doing it right. Okay. Save, reuse my little glitter spoon. Okay. So for the water slide, like I said, I did two design. I did it on two. So this is the printable vinyl. Okay. And then this is the water slide. The water slide looks like a glossy photo paper once you've coated it. Well, that's because I think the Mod Podge that I use is a gloss. Okay. So I'm going to just get my paper trimmer and cut out this. Thought I brought it over here, but I didn't. Okay. And I didn't want to waste the sheet, so that's why I cut out some extras. And what I figured I can do if I want to personalize these is just cut out the name in vinyl on my Cricut and then just add it that way. But I just didn't want to waste my water slide paper because it's not the cheapest. So you definitely want to use as much of it as you can. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is, I think, transparent one. So you're not going to see it anyway. But I do want to kind of get it down as good as I can. You can also use water slides on tumblers. Yep, that's a whole process. But people do it. Think of it as a tattoo if you're not familiar with what a water slide is. Think of it as a tattoo, like a temporary tattoo. Okay, so I have this here, and then I'm gonna get my little pen holder here. This is dry. Trying to think. I think you're supposed to use one of these. Yeah. Like this. Okay, again, this is one of the little gadgets from Imagination 3D. It's perfect for what I need. Okay, so for your water slide, you're going to need a bucket or something. I got one here and some water. Doesn't matter. It could be tap water. And then I'm just going to pour enough in here to cover the bottom. Doesn't need to be a lot. And then I'm going to just take my water slide and put it in the water. Let it sit for a minute. And while that's doing it, I want to just kind of put some water on here. Now you can, and I can't remember, I think I've done it before where I would put a coat of UV resin on here first and then do it. I think that's what I want to do. Let me do it that way. Just because it'll stick better. It'll glide on better. Okay, so let me get, okay, so all I'm going to do is just take the UV resin. Oops, already coming out. Doesn't need to be a lot. And I'm going to just do a really small coat, really thin coat. Just kind of rub it and get it nice and smooth. Because my water slide looks like it's ready. So I almost forgot this step. Okay, and then I'm just take my torch and it'll be about 30 seconds. Okay, yep, 30 seconds was all I needed. Now I'm gonna just get a little bit of the water and just kind of get it, my pen wet. Now my water slide is all wrinkly, like you know when you're in water too long and it raisins. Let's see. Okay, so the top is here. So I was wrong. This one is not transparent. This is white, but it's okay. Just kind of take your time, smooth it out, get it even as you can. Water is your friend in this instance, so you want to kind of get it to line up a little bit. Okay. Just be gentle when you're like pulling it and stuff. And I did this first because water slides are cool, but then you'll be like, this is for the birds. I'm going to use printable vinyl. And that's why I prefer printable vinyl over water slide. But I wanted to show both techniques. Okay. Water slide is cool. It has its place, you know. And I also have a fan blowing on me. That's probably not very helpful. And once you get it down where you think you want it, see, I can tell that's going to be crooked. And you can use the water to help smooth things out. Let me take, yeah. Okay, and I'm going to smooth this end out because the other one's going to end up wrapping over it. Okay, keep that nice and smooth. Just keep adding water to it to smooth it out. This is one of those tips, these techniques that you have to have patience for. But it's a lot less work than the glitter one I just did, right? But you could also use this is a white water slide. There's also a clear or transparent water slide where then you could have put like a white glitter underneath it and then put this over it. So then you'll have some glitter effects. Okay. And just smooth it out as best you can. Got this little wrinkle right here. I'm not going to fight it too much because you don't want the ink from the inkjet to start to come off. So again, it's handmade, doesn't have to be perfect. And then once you got it where you want it, you go ahead and you let it dry. Okay. So there's that one. Now, the vinyl. So this, we don't need this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my brushes in here so they can be cleaning out. Let's talk about the vinyl. Oh, got some. So very similar to the water slide. And I think my vinyl one messed around and got wet. There's the vinyl one. You don't have to do as much prep with that. Let me just take it apart. Take my little side off, my tab off again. Okay. And then grab my tool and sand it down. It's just that simple. Clean it off with some alcohol, really good. Really good because you want the vinyl to stick. So you don't want any of that sanding dust that you just did to get in there. So there's some people that have issues with the vinyl sticking. So I do like to, if I can, I'll put a coat of UV resin on first, and then apply the vinyl, and then put another coat of UV resin. Okay, so we're going to do that. And I didn't have to paint it or anything. I'm just doing a very thin coat, as you can see, very lightly. And I'm just going to spread it around. And this is just to create like a uniform surface, because this pen is made up of like the rubber part, and then it's got the like plastic or acrylic part, and then it's got the parts that I just sanded. So I just wanted to have one smooth surface, or as smooth as it can be, so that the label will stick to it and it'll create a good seal. Okay. And again, just 30 seconds. All right. And then I'm going to take my label, peel it off. And I ran out of black InkJoy pens, so it's going to be a little weird because it's blue down there instead of the black, but you all get the idea, right? And I'm going to just get it down. Just do it and then bring the other side over. Okay, the dimensions, I've designed it so it overlaps slightly so that you kind of get a fairly smooth part. And then you just kind of get the top of it, kind of just push it in because it's round. So you want to push it in a little bit. All right. So now you got this one. And then the final step is just to then go over it with your coats of UV resin. So I'll do this one first, and I like to put the resin on the seam. And then just kind of wipe it, work it to make sure that it's in there so that that seam is not coming apart. Because that's the only thing that's gonna, that would make this come loose is the seam. So get your seam down really good, and then, work your top part as well. And then just go ahead with a nice thin coat. You'll probably do 2 coats on here, this coat, and then maybe one more. And then that's it. You don't have to do a lot of coats with the vinyl wrap. It's just there. Just make sure you get this bottom part down here really good. Man, I should have painted that black, but it is what it is. You guys get the general idea. And then just make sure that your top part, you want to get that because it can peel up there too. Just rub it till it's smooth. I love these. I got this, I think, from Dollar Tree. I think this is like a glue gun finger protector or something, but it works so well with the resin because you can wipe it off with your paper towel and alcohol, but then you can also just take it off your finger and run the lamp over it and then just peel the resin off. Once it's hard and cured, you don't have to worry about it. You could also, when you put the label on, so if you can see, like I've got that gap between the top of the label and the bottom of the pen, I could have moved the label down a little bit more too. So then I won't have that bunch at the top. Okay. So just, a couple of things, little tweaks here and there. But the more you do these pens, the easier it'll be. And then you'll kind of figure out what works well for you. Okay. So that one looks good. And I'm going to do one more, just one more light layer. Again, start at the seam, and that's it. I'm going to just smooth this around. With this, you'll feel like what area has resin and which areas doesn't, because when it has resin, it just glides. Okay. And if there's an area and it kind of, you feel resistance, that means that you need to put some resin over there. So you just kind of keep moving it around. And once the whole thing is smooth, that's how you know like you've got it covered. This is the easy one. Like everything is all like one dimension with the label. The glitter one, you may have to do a couple coats, maybe do some sanding. So we'll do that next. I know I'm already at an hour and 13, but I wanted to show you how you can do this pen 3 ways. The same thing with the water slide, just like this wrap. It'll be really fast and easy. Okay, so I am going to take this and let me plug up my little UV lamp right here. And get my little holder. Oops, wrong way. I feel like all my UV lamps are rebelling against me. What's going on? Oh, I unplugged it. There we go. Okay, so that one is curing. Let's get this one going. And then we're going to be done. Same thing. I'm going to start at the seam. I want to be able to twist it. I'm going to start at the seam. Put a generous amount. And then just start rolling it. Just be gentle because it is fragile still. Even though it's dry, it's still fragile. So don't like put force as you're rubbing on it. I also probably should get it away from the UV light because that will start to cure it too. So same thing, 2 coats. And then we just do a quick, I like to call this a flash cure, like the 30 seconds to get it down. And the thing about UV resin is when I'm done with these, I will set them in direct sunlight for like 5 minutes and they're totally cured. So like even doing the lamps, they may be a little tacky to the touch. Some people will spray them with the Mod Podge as well. I've done that too. But you can also just give it some direct sunlight for like 5 minutes and your pins are good to go. Okay. So that's the first coat, and we're going to do our second one again, starting at the seam. And giving it good coverage. Don't forget some on the top. Not, I mean, the top is not a big deal because that's where the clicker goes, but you still want to just put some there so it's not a different texture. Okay. Give it a flash cure and then I'll put it under the lamp and we will move to the glitter. Okay. That was my 30-second flash cure. I'm going to add this to under here. I'm going to just rotate this one. Okay. Set it there. All right. And now let's get to the glitter. So I'm going to do a coat on here and let's see what it looks like. And then because I did not add I didn't cut my vinyl label that's going to go on here, I'm not going to do a final cure. That makes sense. So I still have to put a name on here. But again, we're just kind of massaging it around. I'm going to get a good base coat because we sprayed this already with the Mod Podge. So we know the glitter is good to go. But now what we're trying to do is to create a smooth surface on top. Maybe add just a little bit more. Really thin coats. Okay. I'm going to do my 30-second flash cure. Okay. So I want to do one more coat before I go to sanding. I got some pink smudges right there. Boo. Because this pink up here is not locked in the way that it needs to be. So actually, let me just lock that in so I don't have pink smearing on the rest of my pencil. That part will be fine because I can probably put the label right there. But I just want to make sure that this pink is solid. You vote glitter? Man, glitter was a lot of work. I don't know. Maybe next time I'll compare like the hand paint. I think the spray painting may make it go by faster. Because then you just like prep them. Like I would prep these pins, tape off, and just leave the yellow part exposed. And then spray them all yellow. I don't know. Glitter is cute and all, but whew, it is purty, girl. It's purty. It's purty, but it's you got to put in the work. So definitely, if you are custom making these, you want to price them accordingly. If you're making them as gifts or to sell in your shops, think about the cost of labor for the glitter ones versus the vinyl wrap. Like that vinyl wrap was done. I just clip, sanded it down a little bit and stuck it on. Versus the water slide, I had to fight with it a little bit, but it's up to you. But if you want to try them, you want to try before you buy, you can definitely get one of our project kits. It comes with a water slide, it comes with a vinyl, and also the materials to make a glitter one. Okay, so this, I'm gonna flash cure this, and then I'm gonna sand it, and then I'm gonna let that go because I have to cut out my name, or I can just make it without. Maybe I'll just make this one without it. I know I've got my name cut out somewhere around here in vinyl. And yeah, I've got to find a yellow glitter that just like pops. Because these ones, I'm not feeling it. This was some little Walmart glitter. But I want a really pretty yellow glitter. Oh, what is this? This is just cutting up right now. Hold on, let me get some alcohol. Because now it's smearing my colors. I worked too hard on this. We worked too hard on this. Okay. So let me let this cure for a minute, and then it'll be ready to do a sanding layer. These are basically done. So we can pull these off and out of the way. Get this one going. And I've got UV resin all over my hands, which is a big no-no. It's all right. Nothing a little alcohol can't cure. Okay, so while that one is doing its thing, let's take a look at these two. Okay. So this is the water slide. It goes like this. I probably, yeah, we'll do another coat just because it feels like it puckered a little bit right here. and I want to make sure that it's even. I'm going to trim this all down with my X-Acto knife. But this is the water slide. This is the vinyl wrap. So just looking at it, oh, there we go. The vinyl wrap's color is a little bit more vivid, but just a little bit, like you can barely tell. I like how the water slide just kind of conforms to the shape of the pin at the top, whereas the vinyl wrap doesn't. But I'm going to just trim that off again with my X-Acto knife. Okay. And I mean, that's the only difference between these two, you know, aside from the vinyl wrap just went on very, very easily. I think the resin, the UV resin, I don't know. The water slide definitely adheres to the pin. It's like a glove, you know? So it's rounded, but the UV resin, I mean the vinyl wrap, it has some areas where it was more stiff and where it puckered, but you get the same effect with this, right? All right, so let me clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna just go in here with my X-Acto knife, cut out any extra resin that may have gotten down in there because we still have to put it back together. And if there's resin in here, the pieces will not cooperate. Okay, so that looks okay. Then you just clean all that out. And then you just get your pieces. Let's see, so this goes like, just put this in, this in, this in, and this. Okay, so there's that one. Where's my little display thing? Got that one there. And then this one, same thing. I am just going to trim it down a little bit. And again, I'll probably go back over these off camera and just do one more coat. But I just want to show you guys what the final result looked like. Definitely should have painted this one black. I mean, I probably could go over with like a black paint marker and then seal it, but it's not bothering me. And just put it back together. Okay. There's the blue one. And then this one, I still have to sand it. But actually, it's pretty smooth. But I'm just going to sand that top part because this pink is a little bit rough. But aside from that, same thing, just clean it off. Clean that off. Okay, so see how this one sticks? See it's sticking right there? That means I'm gonna have to go in and clean up this top a little bit more. So I'll do that off camera. Yeah, again, it's that pink acting funny. I think I put it on too thick, but you guys get the general idea of how you can create the pencil resin pen 3 different ways. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, please make sure that you put them down in the chat. If you want to grab the templates, I have these, the pencil templates. I also have a composition notebook and a Crayola template. Make sure you grab them off of the website and come back. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to do badge reels using the same kind of design, using UV resin. We're going to do a teacher cut probably next week. And I just wanted to do these first couple weeks of September, like all about back to school and just some cute things that you can make for the teachers in your life. All right, guys, I will catch you inside. Oh, still going for glitter. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, the colors in the glitter are awesome. They're awesome. But we will see. I don't know. I like the feel. I like the way that the water slide wraps, but it's just a pain. But I like the ease of the vinyl wrap. So who knows? They all are winners in my book.